Hello, and welcome to our group presentation for Assessment Task 1. During this presentation, we'll be discussing the Australian National Quality Standards and sharing with you our research in regards to one important element of these standards, children's health and safety. During this presentation, we will provide you with an overview of the National Quality Standards, the aims and requirements of Quality Area 2 Children's Health and Safety, some information regarding the assessment process, an exemplar of what this looks like in practice, and address some of the challenges and issues in regards to meeting this standard. Developed by the Australian Children's Education and Care Quality Authority, the NQS is a framework that helps care and education settings understand what is required in order to provide a quality program. It is a valuable tool to ensure consistency and accountability for kindergartens, long daycare, family daycare, and outside of school hours care. Services are assessed and rated by the state regulatory authority through observations, conversations, and citing documentation. These ratings are available for the Australian public to view and can provide meaningful insight for families and community members. Services can use this information to make necessary improvements to their current practice and to inform their own self-assessed quality improvement plans. The NQS is categorised into 7 quality areas, each with its own outcome focus designed to help children get the care they need. One important objective of the NQS is to ensure the safety, health and well-being of all children attending education. Quality Area 2 acknowledges children's right to experience an environment that meets their health and safety needs. In Australia, we believe that all children have the right to experience quality education and care in an environment that provides for their physical and psychological well-being and provides support for each child's growing competence, confidence and independence. In response to this, Quality Area 2 aims to safeguard and promote children's health and safety while minimising risks and protecting children from harm, injury and infection. Quality Area 2 is divided into 2 standards, each comprising of specific sub-elements that outline the expectations required to meet these rights. Standard 2.1 encompasses children's health, including well-being and comfort, health practices and procedures, as well as promoting a healthy lifestyle. Standard 2.2 relates to children's safety, including supervision, incident and emergency management, and child protection considerations. To help you understand what this means for you as a professional, we will look into each sub-element and the ways in which they apply to practice, including assessment. Let's start with health. The first component of NQS 2.1 is designed to support and promote children's well-being and comfort while in early childhood care. Children have the rights to daily routines which provide them with quality opportunities appropriate for their individual needs, such as sleep, rest, time to be calm and reflect. One example of how educators in early childhood settings provide children with a healthy and safe environment to learn and grow can be observed through sleep time practices. Assessors will want to observe that services are creating a relaxing and calm space in the learning environment for children to sleep or rest during the day. Educators must demonstrate that they respect and understand that not all children require a daytime sleep and should provide alternative quiet activities so that all needs are met. Each child has different sleep and relaxation needs, and it can be difficult to design and implement a daily routine which meets each individual need. Assessors will require evidence that educators are providing for children with different needs by creating a quiet, calm space in the learning environment that is flexible and accommodating to all. The second element of Area 2.1 is health practices and procedures. This requires that services support all aspects of children's health with a focus on effective hygiene practice and management of illnesses and injuries. While under care, children should have access to medical and first aid resources in case of injury and illness, and should be provided with opportunities to follow and implement healthy and safe hygiene practices. One of the many examples of this in practice can be seen implemented through SunSafe policies. Many early childhood settings collaborate with the Cancer Council SunSmart program to teach children the importance of sun safety and looking after their own skin and health. Educators need to model sun-safe skills by wearing hats, sunscreen and sleeve shirts when supervising children outside. This standard can also be practiced by supporting and promoting children's right to hygiene and cleanliness. Educators can encourage children to participate in hygiene practices in a fun, engaging manner and incorporate this into their daily routine. This can reduce the chances of infectious disease being spread. The final element of Standard 2.1 refers to healthy lifestyles. This aims to ensure that children's nutritional and physical needs are met. It requires educators to embed healthy lifestyle philosophy into their practice and curriculum. Children need to have their health and well-being supported by good nutrition and an active lifestyle. They also need to learn about healthy lifestyles, including nutrition and physical fitness. So to support this and meet the requirements of Standard 2.13, there are many things a setting can do. As outlined in the EYLF, learning about healthy lifestyles should underpin everyday routines and experiences. and should be embedded into their curriculum. In practice, this can be seen by implementing, following and displaying a healthy eating policy which encompasses all nutritional aspects of the service. The menu of the service will also support a healthy lifestyle and meet Victorian food and drink guidelines and the Australian dietary guidelines. Services that are proficient in this area will often extend the policies to staff members. Children should be provided with healthy food and drink that meet their individual needs and help establish healthy eating habits. Services may also provide resources and training to support their staff. They will ensure all processes are reflected upon and communicate and encourage participation with family members. This can be seen in practice when services engage children in experiences, conversations and routines that promote healthy lifestyles. It might look like modelling and reinforcing healthy eating practice during mealtimes, or seeing children eat food that is consistent with their personal dietary requirements, likes, dislikes and any cultural factors. This area can also be seen practiced by implementing movement and physical activities into the regular program for all children and ability levels. Educators should plan indoor and outdoor areas that are set up in ways to promote safe physical play and provide opportunities for children to engage in dance, creative movement and drama. Assessors might observe children helping to set up and plan for physical activities, all ages and ability levels being supported to participate, and educators encouraging children to use their sensory, gross and fine motor skills. Issues may occur when services have an insufficient or absent healthy eating policy, when breastfeeding is not supported, when a menu is not culturally diverse, or when educators don't model good habits such as discouraging second helpings or using food as a reward or punishment. Now let's look at the second standard of Quality Area 2, safety. An integral aspect of children's safety is supervision. In order for children to thrive, they need to feel safe and secure in their environment. Adequate supervision is integral to providing an environment that is responsive to the needs of each and every child. As educators, we need to ensure that we are constantly protecting children in our care from any hazards or harm that may arise from play, interactions with others and daily routines. In turn, we create an environment where children feel comfortable in taking risks and feel supported. To provide adequate supervision, educators must arrange play areas where children are within sight or hearing at all times. They must be actively engaged with children to build strong and positive relationships and continually assess and review supervision plans and risk assessment strategies. Supervision encompasses keeping children safe at all times. This includes during play, transitions, sleep time, nappy change time, and activities outside of the centre. During play and transitions, educators must conduct risk assessments of all areas, determine the level of supervision required during planning and arrange staff accordingly, be in close proximity to any activities that are high risk, for example cooking, and ensure constant communication with other staff members. Educators must also engage in consistent inspection of the environment to check for any potential hazards. They must be alert during children's arrival and departure to the centre to ensure people have authority to collect the child, and they must also foster children's independence by supporting and encouraging children to take risks. Services should also align with appropriate adult-to-child ratios at all times. During sleep time and nappy changing, educators must be informed and aware of safe sleep practices. They must assess each child's individual circumstance and arrange the nappy changing area for effective supervision of other children. They must maintain contact with the child and ensure everything is within reach. Excursions can be tricky when it comes to supervision, as there are so many outside influences and potential hazards. During an excursion, educators must ensure they align with appropriate child-to-adult ratios and involve parent helpers where necessary. Ratios should be decided during risk assessment. The level of supervision required may change depending on the circumstance. Educators must consider the size group of the children, the number of educators, the experience of the educators and their knowledge of the children, children's previous experience of the activity, the size of the play area and children's demeanour during transitions. Competing demands for educators may mean that it is not always possible to supervise one child all of the time. In these situations, other prevention methods should exist to prevent injuries. If an incident does occur, educators should assess the area and see if there's any additional safety measures that could be implemented. Children's well-being can be affected by all of their experiences within and outside the setting. It is essential that educators and coordinators attend to children's safety in preparation for any incident or emergency. Developing specific plans to manage emergencies and incidents are key to supporting early childhood settings meet this standard. Policies should ensure that educators and children are safe, promoting the well-being of children in a secure setting that meets the requirements of health and safety regulations. Designing and implementing a specific plan with clear strategies for the management of emergency circumstance helps teachers handle these situations confidently and efficiently, decreasing the potential for any additional harm or damage. It is vital that services generate trusting, positive relationships and provide secure teaching and learning settings. Educators should conduct meaningful conversations regarding health and safety matters with children and include them in generating strategies to maintain a secure environment for everyone. When effectively implementing incident and emergency management plans, various practices must be carried out. Emergency and evacuation actions and floor plans should be displayed throughout the centre along with emergency telephone numbers where appropriate. Staff need training and access to emergency equipment that has been tested and endorsed, and services will ensure consistent access to a method of communication. Emergency information should be exchanged with families, and services should ensure all staff fully comprehend the emergency actions. Children should be involved in drills and discussions about existing procedures, and all plans should be assessed and recorded for effectiveness. Records should be updated throughout the day, and a movable record should be on hand for evacuations. Settings may find space an issue. Some settings prioritise the location of resources and furniture over having access to equipment. Another key issue is the need to regularly update emergency procedures and contacts, or settings will be uninformed, resulting in an ineffective emergency plan. At times, settings display inconsistent emergency plans, for example, different plans in different rooms. Also, due to time restraints, settings often neglect the need to conduct and evaluate emergency drills. This may leave educators and children unprepared in the event of an emergency. The last section of Standard 2.2 is the area of child protection. This area addresses the roles and responsibilities services, educators and other staff have to identify and respond to every child at risk of abuse or neglect. It is vital that all management, educators, assistants and other staff members be aware of current child protection policy and procedures, including their legal obligations and responsibilities, and understand which actions to take when required to assist any child who is at risk of abuse or neglect. In practice, educators will demonstrate they are well informed of child protection policies, including centre-specific policies and procedures. They will know their responsibilities and the particular protection needs of the children in the service. Service and educators may attend professional development and will have evidence of documentation. Issues can arise when there is insufficient evidence that services and educators are keeping records related to child protection. In addition, lack of training or knowledge of current child protection requirements will severely affect services meeting this standard. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for taking the time to investigate Quality Area 2. Please see the A4 handout for additional information and continue watching for references.